What's up, y'all, and welcome to Overflow, the Everyday People Show. This is the only show where me, you, your mama, your cousin, to get to come on and chop it up. I'm your boy RL, and she's your girl
Jenny.
from the block.
Yeah.
Welcome back this week, y'all.
Welcome back.
Father's Day weekend was this week. Did you have a good Father's Day?
I did.
Even though you are a mother.
Yes, I enjoyed celebrating fathers and acknowledging the work that y'all have put in over the years with being, role models, doing the best that you could do.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad you do, because I got a little question about fathers. Father's Day versus Mother's Day. And it is always that. It's always a versus something. Something got to be versus something. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get to that after this. What we got to get to?
Well, we're going to talk about some politics, Trump, Biden, debate coming up. Just little quirky stuff like Chick-fil-A sandwich. Their new sandwich is so pricey. We have a few things.
And we're going to get to that right after the theme show. I think iPhone users are kind of like try to be like bougie people, in crowd type people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what I'm saying, man.
You about to step on the toe.
From the black women I see, they don't have that patience like that. You know what I'm saying? But white women, they'll take it on the chin.
Well, okay. Well, this is...
Any of y'all got the Trump Bible?
Or the shoes?
The man selling. The man. Let me tell you about Trump. One thing about Trump, he's a hustler, man. That boy Trump is a hustler. He will sell anything. A shoe, a stamp, a 3-cent lamp.
See, Nicky, he took everything from me. I went from a place of living a life like this to oatmeal cookies.
No child born out of my loins will ever be born to poverty. That's what I'm working on now.
And welcome back to Overflow, the Everyday People Show, y'all. If you're out there, let your boy and your girl know where you're checking in from. Holla at your boy, holla at your girl. What's going on, Jenny from the block?
Well, we got a lot to talk about. Your favorite people.
Who my favorite people?
Trump.
That ain't my favorite people. I mean, he's not my favorite person, but one of them guys gonna be your new leader. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Y'all look at some messed up mic or something. There you go, right there.
Well, they're getting ready for this debate, so.
Yeah, they're getting ready for a debate. We got some more stuff we're gonna chop up. We're gonna chop up. We're gonna talk about churches, the attendance in churches. Why is the church attendance not where it used to be? Why, since COVID, it seemed like nobody going back to church, and what's the reason why they're not going back?
Right, it's definitely been a decline since 2020, for sure.
Yeah, and also, are you willing to give up some privacy for some protection? You know, are you willing to give up privacy for a little protection? Are you willing to give that up?
It's a lot of privacy we giving up.
and also, do your mate have to be spiritually? Do your mate do you have to have a mate who has the same faith or religion as you? Is that important in a relationship?
It is. I think so.
You think that's important in a relationship?
I do.
Okay, we're gonna get to all that in just a second. We're gonna. What else you want to chop up? We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff on the table today.
We do.
First we're gonna get to some of these quick topics. We got some quick topics. I call quick tops. Quick tops.
You got to talk about Boston Celtics win.
Oh, your Boston Celtics won yesterday.
They did.
Oh, Boston Celtics won the championship yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And
they played a good game. They really did.
They played a good game.
They did.
And the Atlanta native got the MVP. I don't know if you know he's from Atlanta now.
Yep. Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown got the MVP of the final series. A lot of folks was upset about that.
They should be proud because he's from here. So
Well, you know how we is. We always got to. We gonna make controversy out of everything, man. We gonna make controversy out of everything, no matter what. No matter what it is, we're gonna make controversy out of it.
well, a lot of people want to see the underdog win sometimes, but it was nice to see the Celtics win.
The Celtics won their 18th championship.
Yes.
That's too many right now. And we a Hawks fan. And we a Hawks fan. We trying to get one championship. And these suckers got 18. Jaylen Brown from, I think he's from, I want to say Wheeler High School. I think he come from Wheeler High School. Jaylen Brown got the MVP. Okay, what else?
Well, I tell you what, it was worth that busted mouth that Derek White got.
Oh yeah, he got.
I know
he was upset about that. The man landed right on his head.
His face, like he hit the floor face first. I was like,
And he said, "Dang, I wish I had a picture of his mouth, man. When that happened."
Well, he got the means to get it fixed, so he'll be all right.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about this debate they got coming up, man. The Trump-Biden debate is coming up on June the 27th. Do y'all think this debate is necessary? Do y'all want to see this debate?
I do. I sure do. And I'm not even in politics like that, but I sure want to see.
You be talking that trash, but it's because everybody it's a show. Everybody knows. This debates ain't debates no more. Debates are these things that Trump had turned these things into like a show, like a heavyweight fight. You know, everybody can't wait to see the fight.
But you know what? People want to see that because we've been conditioned to that type of entertainment, and politics has become entertaining. So, you know, the people will embrace it. They'll want to see it.
If y'all watching out there, y'all please share this live to a friend or a group or something like that. We will gratefully appreciate it. So what do you want to see in this debate? Did you want to hear policy, or you just want to see what's gonna go wrong?
In my mind, they're gonna say all these great, wonderful things that we want to hear. They're gonna say we're gonna do it today, and they're gonna just wow our minds with all these promises and what they're gonna do. I mean, I don't get any mental stimulation from that more than anything. I just want to see what they're gonna say. I'm gonna be a little messy. I just want to see what they're gonna say.
I think everybody want to see what Trump gonna say stupid. Everybody want to see can Joe Biden make it through it, and what stupid thing Trump gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Is Joe Biden gonna be able to stand up the whole damn debate? Mm-hmm. And it is Donald Trump can be without his straight jacket for a whole, you know what I'm saying? You got one of them need to be in a straight jacket, and one of them need to be on some what they call them pill to keep you woke? Oh my God. Some no-dos. One guy need to be in a straight jacket, and one guy need to take some no-dos. So whoever got the strongest, whoever doctor is the best, I guess. I guess with this debate gonna be about the Trump Biden debate, but they saying it's gonna be more viewership than the Super Bowl.
I'm sure it will be. I'm gonna be looking.
Now, I don't think it's gonna be bigger than the Super Bowl. Now,
maybe not.
A lot of people gonna be protesting, not watching it.
Maybe not. But purpose. I think because of all of the things that have happened with Trump recently, I think people want to see his face. They want to hear what he got to say. He's even though he's probably not somebody that we may deem as a great leader for our country. I think he's an intriguing person, and people just want to see what he got to say. They want to hear what he's going to say.
They want to see the train wreck. That's what they want to see.
Well, let me ask you: do you think it's necessary?
I don't think it's necessary, because I think at this point everybody got their mind made up who they're going to vote for. Everybody got their mind made up who they're going to vote for. I think At this point, if it's three things you're gonna do, you're gonna vote for Trump, you're gonna vote for Biden,
Or nobody.
or you ain't gonna vote at all.
Right. That's
Those
true.
are the three. Those are the three options I think that are out there. You know, so I think a lot of people who voted for Trump last time won't be voting. I think a lot of people who voted for Biden, they're not going to vote because they were protesting like, I don't care.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't care. You don't go out there. I wasn't going to vote, but I just can't see myself voting for Trump because I just don't think a man with his character should be leading a pile of ants.
Well, to me, I think it's going to be necessary for me on a personal level because as much as I feel like our options are not, or our choices are not, maybe the best as far as like what we think we would, want to choose, I still want to at least hear everything that they're promising, the things that they're going to say. So when I go, I'm not standing there trying to figure it out at the poll. Like I want to have my mind made up when I go. And I think the debate is going to be necessary for me so I can just, choose the lesser of the two evils. I hate to say it that way, but that's how I see it.
Choose the lowest pile of doo-doo.
Oh my God.
That's
Well.
what we doing. We choosing the lowest pile of doo-doo.
That's a nice way to put it.
But that's exactly what we doing though. We choosing it. So if y'all out there watching, y'all please post. Post. Do y'all want to see this debate or not? Do y'all want to see the Trump Biden debate? Or y'all, what y'all want to see in this debate? Please, ma'am, sir, post your answer. Post your
we'd
answer.
love to see what your thoughts are.
I love to see what everybody thinking out there. That's what I like to see. I like to see what everybody thinking out there. What's on y'all mind? And what else? What else you want to talk about?
So let's talk about the Chick-fil-A sandwich real quick.
The Chick-fil-A sandwich. Chick-fil-A sandwich. So Chick-fil-A they have a new sandwich out.
They put it out last month.
It looks delicious.
Yeah, they put it out last month.
It's the maple pepper bacon sandwich.
And there's complaints about it's too high priced. And I agree. I'm not paying $9.31 for a sandwich. It's almost $10. That's a lot.
Who makes something? Who puts a price of $9.31 on something?
I mean, it's almost $10. I mean, I think for the sake of trying it, I guess a person could feel like it's worth it, but I'll just go in with you. We cut it in half.
No, you ain't gonna go with me. How much you gonna give me $5?
I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot, and I think they'll make a lot. It's been out about a month now, and it's been complaints. And I think a lot of people they're going to make a lot of money.
What are the complaints? The price?
Yeah, because it's one sandwich,
but you don't have to buy it.
True.
Oh, you don't get the fries with it.
No, it's just a sandwich. It's not a combo. It's just
sandwich. How much is the combo?
I have no idea.
If the sandwich $10, how much is the whole combo? You don't get fries or soda with it?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know how much it is with fries and
but see, here's the thing. See, this how they get everybody. They pique your curiosity.
Right. I was just about to say.
Curiosity always gonna kill the cat. And you're gonna get in there and you're gonna say, damn, I can sacrifice $10. I want to see how this sandwich gonna taste. Yeah.
They'll make a lot of money. Just 10 people come in there. That's $100 right there.
That's $100.
And they have so many customers. It's crazy. So I'm sure they've made a lot of money off of it already.
I don't know. Chick-fil-A, I think they putting something in that food, man. I really do. I think. Did you see Who Cloned Tyrone? When they saying they was putting something in that chicken. Yeah. Chick-fil-A is putting something in their chicken, y'all. I ain't look. I can't prove it. But look, you can look at it. I mean, you look when people said crack dealers, it was the reason why the crack fiend were coming back. It was something in that stuff that had them addicted.
It's high quality fast food. I think that's why. And then, and then.
So what kind of they using a different kind of chicken or something?
No, but
where they getting their chicken from?
I'm guilty of buying it. So
they probably get their chicken the same place.
Don't say McDonald's. No.
No, not McDonald's. They can chicken the same place. Popeyes and churches and Miss Winners is getting theirs from. So why are they selling? Why they got the lines outside the door?
Because they have they welcome people. They make people feel good when they order. They make them feel right.
I hear a lot of people saying Chick-fil-A got good
They
hospitality.
do.
But listen,
It's
when I
rare.
pull up the Chick-fil-A, I don't care if you mad. I don't
Yes,
care.
you do.
Look, I just want your chicken sandwich.
No, I care. I don't want nobody being rude to me when I order.
Oh man, that's that's crazy, right?
And you know, customer service today is just wacky. It's not like what we grew up on. It's just a whole nother vibe. People act like you doing them a favor, but it's your money you're spending. So when you go spend your money, you want a good greeting. You want somebody to make you feel, like they were grateful that you showed up there. We're the customers. Customers are always right.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A got it going on. Chick-fil-A got it going on. What else you want to hit real quick? What else going on? Juneteenth. Juneteenth is here. What day is Juneteenth?
It is going to be. Is it today or tomorrow?
You know what? It's sad we don't know.
I know.
But that's part of what I want to talk about. How we celebrate. We know in Cinco de Mayo is. You know
Well, Juneteenth is new for. It's not new, but we're just now starting on a whole getting into it, because the first time I celebrated it was last year.
So do y'all celebrate Juneteenth? Or are y'all looking forward to Cinco de Mayo? That's because
that's a good question.
I have people saying, "Hey man, you going to Cinco de Mayo?" I'm like, man, I'm not. I thought ain't that kind of like a Latino?
Yeah,
that's kind of like the Latino.
It's like our Juneteenth is their Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like America has 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
Cinco de Mayo is for the Latinos, and Juneteenth is for the African Americans. Mm-hmm. But but for African Americans, Juneteenth is the holiday that we have the less enthusiasm about.
That's true.
From what I see.
Well, there's a lot going on. They have a lot of things happening now that people are aware of it and recognize it. Because last year was nice.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people, a lot of different. I see some white people celebrating Cinco de Mayo, not Cinco de Mayo, but Juneteenth, celebrating Juneteenth, and some black people was upset about that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Now, I was saying, like, now how are y'all upset with white people joining in the Juneteenth celebration when y'all celebrate Cinco de Mayo?
And this is the thing with that particular holiday with Cinco de Mayo. You see us, you would think it's our holiday that was, put in place for us, because we overrun it. You see more of us out than them.
For some reason I'm not getting my for some reason my things aren't going through.
Okay, let me check.
For some reason,
syncing up.
Yeah, it's synced up. It's just some reason my comments ain't coming through. I have no reason why. But anyway, y'all, Juneteenth. When is Juneteenth officially? When is Juneteenth? Is it the 19th?
Okay, so today.
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, because today's the 18th.
I think Juneteenth tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, happy Juneteenth, y'all out there.
Yes, happy
tomorrow.
Juneteenth. Yes.
And let's get to some main topics we got, y'all. If y'all don't notice, we sporting this, sporting some new gear today. We supporting our black businesses, man.
Yep.
And these shirts are what?
Rich State of Mind.
Rich State of Mind. Rich State of Mind, y'all.
And listen, I like this one.
You like this one?
Yes, it has
he sent you. He sent you a good one, y'all. Listen, y'all go support. Y'all go support my partner Jermaine Vinings and his brand, Rich State of Mind, at www.rsmclothing.com. The guy got all kinds of He got all kinds of
Hats.
nice looking shirts. He
Hats and all.
got caps. What else he got? And
Well,
he not only just has shirt, he got the shirts that fit. I ain't trying to rub on you nothing like that.
you saw the way I looked at you like, no, seriously. What he's trying to say is there are shirts that are tailored for women. So this one it fits more snug, but then there's also like the V-neck, a little bit more, just for the ladies, something a
Yeah,
little bit more
yeah,
feminine.
fitting for a lady.
Yeah.
She's a lady. But anyway, y'all, look, I'm about to read the comments from my phone because it's not coming up on they're not coming up on the screen. So Jackie says, sad we don't have strong men to run for president. Yeah, you're right. She said, yeah, Juneteenth is the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So appreciate that, Jackie Watson. Who all out there watching, man? Let's see who all out there. Who all out there? Y'all text me if you out there. My comments ain't coming through for some reason.
Let's see. It says example banner. That's not it. Comments show up.
Okay, but anyway, let's get into our main topics. And one of our main topics today is which one you want? You want to do this one first or that one? You want to talk about privacy?
Yeah, let's hit that one.
Let's talk about how this is what we want to know, y'all. How much privacy are you willing to give up for your safety? Like cameras and phone locators that people are putting on their phones so people can know where they are. But if you put a locator on your phone, not only you know what your phone is, somebody else can tap into your phone and find out where you are.
Right.
And with the cameras, we saw this movie.
We've seen 1,000 movies with cameras being illegally placed in people's homes. It just drew the question, this is where we've come to. People can do that.
But see, those were the illegal cameras. What about the legal cameras that people hire these security people to come install cameras in their houses?
Well, I think that it's convenient. I think people like the convenience of having their home monitored. So if they're at work, they can see, what's happening at their front door. And, even if you don't have it, if your neighbor got it, they can see what's happening at your front door. It's very convenient. But you do give up a level of privacy when it comes down to all these extra things that they have available for you to add to that. So I just I guess the extreme would be the smart houses where everything is just linked up to something, that cameras everywhere. I've even seen people with stuff on their refrigerator where they can check the door on their refrigerator. Who's at the front door on their refrigerator?
Mm.
So it's a lot. I don't know if I would want to live in all of that. I'm old school, so I don't. Everything doesn't have to be just completely tied to a network where people have access to who I am and all that stuff.
Yeah. So in the movie, the lady, she installed a security camera, and they stopped the crime. But at the same time, the guy working at the security place, he was sneaking in, looking in on him.
Right.
And you just don't know, because everybody got a Ring camera now. Everybody got these Ring cameras, and people don't know that Ring, they can look in on these cameras whenever they want to.
And women have to be careful. I'm not saying that men, don't, but women have to be really careful, especially if they live alone.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I have one camera and it's pointing outside so I can see somebody trying to creep up on me. But I don't think I can have some cameras in the inside of the house. I don't think I'll ever put a camera in the inside. But only if I can see it.
Right.
But the thing about it, once you connect, see, you have to connect that camera to a Wi-Fi.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
the thing about Wi-Fi is all. I mean, anybody can intercept your Wi-Fi,
Exactly.
and if anybody can intercept your Wi-Fi, they can pick up your camera that's in your house.
Right.
So I don't suggest putting a camera in your bedroom. Maybe in like a location like just to
Your
look
front,
in on
foyer
just
area,
yeah
the entrance to your
yeah
home.
in the entrance to your home, and don't walk through there with your underwears on. Yeah.
But I think it's made us lazy too, because when you if everything is at a touch of a button, you kind of jokingly said you can push a button and hey Siri, do this, do that, turn my bath water on. It makes you lazy. Like it, I think it's convenient, but I think it works against you too at the same time because it makes you lazy. And then what if something goes wrong, like the system is messed up and everything is not working? Then what you gonna do?
You gotta call your tech. You gotta call the man who peeping in on you.
And that's an inconvenience.
That's
How
what
about
you
that?
gotta do.
So yeah, I think I prefer my privacy over the convenience of it more so.
Yeah,
That's
but
just me.
yeah, into something too unique. It's always there's something that you don't want it until you need it.
Well,
You don't want it until you need it because there's a lot of single women out there who live by themselves,
right.
who need that extra protection.
Of course, I agree with that part.
Yeah, they need that extra protection that these security systems trying to provide, but
Hmm.
unfortunately, they can look in on it when they get ready to. They're not
And
supposed
you
to do
and
it,
right.
but it can always be a guy who a rogue co-worker, a world
Hmm.
worker, like the
Hmm.
guy in the movie. He
Yeah.
just moving on his own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just peeping in people's houses.
Yeah.
While they were sleeping, and he, you know,
He saw way too much.
yeah, he saw way too much.
Yeah. So I personally, I think some of it is good, but I wouldn't want my whole home to be like that. No.
Okay. So we was talking about Father's Day, Father Day with this past weekend, and I was wondering in on social media there was a lot of Father Day jokes,
Mm.
and you don't see a lot of Mother's Day jokes.
Well,
I seen a joke. It was funny, but it was
yeah, I've heard a
it was
couple.
funny, but it's kind of like fathers have become a joke. Like the joke was somebody posted a picture of for Father Day. I'm taking all the men to Chick-fil-A Sunday. Did you see it?
It took a hot second. Oh my goodness.
And that was the joke. And I look like, hold on,
Oh
Chick-fil-A
wow.
be closed on Sunday.
Yeah.
And
That wasn't
everybody,
cool.
and all the girls, all the women on there was laughing at it and joking. At the thing that one of the women posted, we're gonna take all the men
That's terrible.
to Chick-fil-A on Sunday
I didn't see that.
for a free lunch. Knowing Chick-fil-A closed, it was a joke, but it's not a joke. It ain't. It was a joke, but it ain't funny.
Did you take offense to it?
No, I didn't take offense to it.
You sure?
I didn't take offense to it in the way that, because I laughed at it too, because it was funny.
Yeah.
But I didn't take offense to it in the way that I was mad at her.
Yeah.
I'm just upset at the notion that men are the butt of jokes when it comes to Father's Day. And women are treated with royalty, and rightfully so. And rightfully so on Mother's Day. But come Father's Day, here come all the Father's Day jokes, and you know what I'm saying? It ain't the fanfare. It ain't the same fanfare like the women. And I'm not saying we want to be treated like women. I'm just saying
No, I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying.
You want the proper respect of acknowledging that, men do their roles when it
All right, y'all. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, which is the streaming service that I'm using, but maybe they don't want to talk about.
Well,
Maybe they don't
we're
want
gonna
us to talk
try.
about Father's Day and stuff like that.
We're
You know what
gonna
I'm
try.
saying? Maybe some women running this show. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully, it won't go out again. We'll chat some more and see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Okay,
But I was asking you. I asked you. You were asking me something, and that my response was going to be that what it is you're wanting the respect of proper acknowledgement of father.
yeah,
It's not so much that you were mad about it. You just feel like women as mothers, we get more proper acknowledgement, and we get an excessive amount.
Y'all get excessive amount of love.
There's a reason for that,
and no jokes. But y'all don't get no jokes. I don't see no. I don't see no Mother's Day jokes. I don't see men on Mother's Day talking about Happy Mother's Day to me.
Well, let's ask the question. Why though? Why do women get more acknowledgement? And not to take away from the fathers, but it's a reason. It's a reason.
I don't know why women get more acknowledgement than men. I understand mother's baby, papa maybe, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of there's no you without me.
Sure. But I think some of it is absenteeism with a lot of the fathers, and unfortunately, the ones that are there, they have to suffer through the non-acknowledgement of of their handiwork in their own children's lives, because it's a lot of fathers that, again, for whatever reason, they're not present. So women are raising the children and kind of wearing both hats, which is not fair, like I said, to the men who are actually doing the work. But women are doing both, because even on Mother's Day, no, not Mother's Day, on Father's Day, some women get told Happy Father's Day. How you feel about that? Like some people come up to women and say Happy Father's Day. I've had somebody say it to me before.
I saw somebody post that. I saw somebody post that on Facebook, but I was gonna say something, but I didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't gonna say the right thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I wasn't gonna say the right thing. Okay. So I let it go, but it's kind of like this been happening. Women been to my Happy Father's Day to me. You can only play one role.
That's true.
I think women think they're playing two roles. No, you only playing one role. You better start choose the right man. Then you wouldn't have to be playing one role. You don't trying to play two roles. So
okay.
That's what I was gonna say. But I didn't say it. I didn't say it because I didn't want to get in no mess.
So I'm gonna say this, okay? So with women being single mothers, the reason why I think they're acknowledged on y'all's day is because even though a woman cannot be a man, she cannot be a father, but to some degree she wears the hat of a father, because she becomes a protector, she becomes a provider, and those things that men are kind of there to do. So it's not like she's replacing the role of the father in how she's moving. She's just having to wear both hats. And a man can only be a father as great as a father can be. A woman just kind of wears that hat a little bit, and I think that's why.
I don't believe in. I don't think a woman can wear a man's hat.
Oh, she tries. Sometimes she doesn't have a choice.
She can. No, she thinks she's trying to wear a man's hat.
Okay,
but that is impossible for a woman a woman to wear a man's hat.
Well, okay,
it's impossible.
She can't be a man. All right, she can't be a man. I don't tell women Happy Father's Day, but what I'm saying is that a woman, if she's by herself, especially if she's been, and I get the whole thing about choosing the right man. I get that. Okay. But if she has a situation where the husband maybe or the boyfriend is locked up, or he's across the world, fighting in a war somewhere, or he's dead, or He just decides I don't want to be a dad and just run off and just live his life like he don't have children. She'll wind up doing those things that he probably would be doing, which is protecting, providing, okay, going to all the sports stuff. Not that the woman can't be there with the sports stuff if the man was there. But what I'm saying is,
and that's my point. Her role hasn't changed.
no, her role doesn't change. It's just that she's have additional things that she has to try to feel as if the father is there. You see what I'm saying? Like she can't be a man can't be a woman can't be a man in those aspects. But what I'm saying is that the woman is doing all of those things because if you're locking your house up at night, you're checking the doors, you walking with your kids, looking over your shoulder, trying to make sure ain't nobody gonna bother y'all. If the kids look like they're scared, you hold them a little close. It's gonna be okay. You have to cut off some of that nurturing and softness just to be a protector. I'm just saying that's where women have that sense of wearing that role, that hat. So, but that's my opinion.
Well, we know we're gonna
Move on from that. You don't want to hear what I gotta say.
we're gonna try to move on from that.
but seriously, I'm sensitive to what you're saying though. I'm just telling you my viewpoint about why people say it. I'm not saying it makes it right because I don't go around saying Happy Father's Day to women. I just don't do that. I recognize when I see fathers doing the work and being present and I had a father. He's no longer here. But I mean, we lavished him with gifts, and we fully acknowledge that.
So if a man has custody of kids, and the woman is not present, is he wearing a woman's hat now?
Well, he's taking on.
No, it has to be the same.
Yeah,
thing,
well,
right?
I'm about to say it. I'm about to say it. So if he has daughters and he's sitting there combing their hair and putting ponytails in their hair and stuff like that, that's more looking like that's what mothers do. Men typically don't do that. And I'm not saying that if he has a wife that he wouldn't do it. But that's kind of like, doing those things, like especially if his daughter is adolescent and she goes through that menstrual thing, he'll be the one buying the stuff, helping her with that. I mean, it's not that he's trying to be a mother, but he's doing the moves and making moves to be there as a mother would. And likewise with the
I think a lot of men would be uncomfortable in that role.
A lot of them have had to do it though. And they've had wives that passed away and they've had to just suddenly take over. I've known people who've had that. I know someone whose wife passed away and he had to take on everything. Everything. Combing hair, all that stuff.
But I don't think combing hair is being a woman. Combing hair is just combing hair.
I'm not saying.
And I think society has relegated certain things.
But you see what I'm saying?
This for the man and this for the woman.
No, what I'm saying.
The man take out the trash. The man mow the lawn.
But typically, saying
we put chores on different. We have relegated chores to different.
I get it. I get it.
But just because you can mow the lawn and you have to lock the door, you're not being a man.
No.
You're not taking on the man's role. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying typically.
It's not possible for a woman to take on a man's role. It's not possible for a man to take on a woman's role. That's why.
So let's just say.
That's why they say a healthy household is when you have two parents in the house.
True. So to your point, I think men should be acknowledged with respect because a lot of fathers are doing the job. Whether they were there from the beginning, whether they stepped in, whether they got custody. I fully agree with you. I'm just saying I understand why women get acknowledged on Father's Day and get told Happy Father's Day. Like I said, I don't do it, but I understand it. And I think there are things that are typical that women do, or let me say mothers do, and that fathers do. That doesn't mean that the other can't do it too, where it says that, oh, you're wearing a hat of a man or a hat of a woman. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I'm gonna agree.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you. I'm not gonna. You have your feelings. I have my feelings about it.
No, I just see why. I'm not saying that I think it's okay. I think men don't get the acknowledgement that they should. I think
fathers.
Okay, let me make sure I specify. I think fathers a lot of times don't get the recognition that they should on the special day set out for y'all, because it's like you go in the stores, you don't see all of the fanfare of materials to have a party, to for anything. It's like on Mother's Day, everybody running around buying stuff, putting stuff together, and it's the traffic in the stores is light on Father's Day coming up. So I'm just saying, so and it's sad because it doesn't encourage either.
It's sad because it's sad because we are supposed to be the head,
true,
and not the tail. We are the head,
right?
If you don't treat the head right, if you come out like a chicken head, you're gonna get judged. If you come out of the house with your hair nappy, people gonna judge you off that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So if you don't take care of the head, I mean, and I'm not saying women shouldn't be celebrated. Women definitely should be celebrated. I'm just saying men shouldn't be
equal.
Men, I don't. It don't even have to be equal. It just don't have to be. We just don't have to be slighted like we are, like the jokes that I seen on social media of I'm taking all the men out for dinner at Chick-fil-A's on Sunday. It was a joke, but it was wrong. It plays in the background of what's really happening.
So when I say equal, this is what I mean. To me, it doesn't matter if the numbers are higher with women being the mothers that they're supposed to be, because there's some women that run out on their kids. We know that.
Yeah, but they don't. On Mother's Day, ain't nobody trashing them.
I know. That's what let me say.
Women aren't getting trashed on Mother's Day.
I'm about to say it.
Even the bad mothers don't get
I'm about
trashed.
to say it. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So for fathers, it doesn't matter if the number is not as great as we would like to see of fathers being fathers. It shouldn't matter. It should still be the same fanfare, whether it's 100 fathers or a billion fathers. It should be the same. It should be the same amount of stuff in the store. And I get it. It's about what sells, and they put stuff out in the store according to that. But if they put more out, then maybe it would encourage fathers more to see, well, we get acknowledged. Because maybe men feel like, it could be encouraging to y'all to have stuff put out.
I'm not saying we in the corner in a fetal position over this now. We're not in a fetal position about this now. It's just something in the background that we see.
I know.
We notice that, you know what I'm saying? We're not.
No, I noticed it as
it's not that we're saying
I think it's sad.
We're not saying we're better than y'all women. We're not saying we deserve to be treated well. We don't want the jokes. What's up with the jokes in there?
Yeah, I can't get into that.
Then some other people say, you got a difference between the father and the dad. So now you can separate it. You know what I'm saying? It's already, ain't nobody saying that, but you got mothers in the hooches. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. I agree with you.
It's always something. You know
I agree with you.
But I'm take the high road. You know what I'm saying? But
there's no disagreement here.
But we good. You know what I'm saying? We good. But it was just something that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's not right.
But hats off to the women in my family. They treated the men in my family like royalty Sunday.
Yes.
We had all kinds. We had like 10 meats, 10 vegetables.
Too much to put on your plate.
Yeah, we had so much stuff. But I appreciate the women who do acknowledge the men, the fathers out there. And well, we don't got on this and hung on it too long. This supposed to be like
because it meant something to you.
It should mean something to, and that's the thing. See, it meant something to me.
But
it didn't mean nothing to you.
No, I'm not saying it didn't mean anything to me. I had a father. Nope. Nope.
What if we'd have been talking about Mother's Day and I say, well, I know Mother's Day meant something to you.
No, no. It means something to me because I had a father. So, I have a sense of the understanding because, like I said, my family, we celebrated my father like he was a king. Do you hear me? He sat at a table and the whole table was filled with gifts for that man.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, you know. Well,
So it
shout
means
out to all
something
the
to me.
men. Shout out to all the men.
Yeah, shout out to all the men. Happy belated Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to y'all cats.
Yes.
And anyway, we're gonna talk about this. Let's talk about the church, man. Since COVID, it seemed like nobody went back to church. Everybody backslid now, you know. So the question is, y'all, why hasn't attendance level in churches returned to pre-COVID level? Let me. I think I got a video. Let me play this video. Let me play a little video real quick. Talking about the attendance in churches.
Going in depth tonight, religious service attendance and membership is falling. Latest numbers from a Pew Research poll finds just 4 out of 10 Americans attend a church, synagogue, or mosque. The numbers are even more stark when it comes to younger Americans. 7 out of 10 adults under 30 say they haven't participated in a service of any kind in the last month, and now leaders are asking why.
Fox Carolina's Arthur Mondale went to church to find out.
We don't want a broad stroke here. This is a very layered situation. Some local religious leaders have seen declines, others have seen rather increases. An underlying theme here, though, is relevance. One pastor putting it like this: people are more interested in the action of houses of worship and less in the pageantry.
20-something Navante Mattress has been singing since he was 5, and there's a reason he's opted to use his gift for belting, not just on any stage, but in a house of worship.
We're worried about the inside, not the outside.
And he's seen a shift in congregants, and he's not surprised to learn 20% of Americans say they now attend worship less often than they did before the pandemic, or the generational decline amongst people the same age as him.
I think people are honestly looking for exactly what they can find in the church, but they're trying to look for it elsewhere.
This is the void the real church in Greenville, pastored by Emmanuel Fleming Sr., is trying to fill. Service is held on Saturday afternoons. The church places relationship over religion and is just as active internally as it is externally.
I don't care what political party you with. If you ain't about the people, you don't need to be in your capacity.
When we're looking at having this platform, we have a great responsibility. And so we do need to make sure that we're showing up the best we can if we have that kind of time. To show up at the local neighborhood meetings, the local city and the county meetings, events that may be going on with local law enforcement and stuff. If you're trying to bridge gaps, because we know there's some tension there worldwide. Whatever events we have that community related, we need to make sure that we start being involved and that are sending people like little delegates, so to speak, to at least play a part in it to make sure that we're involved some way, somehow to connect.
From a Jewish perspective, it's one of the 3 most important things that we do. And being good members of our community and pursuing issues of justice falls into that 3rd pillar of like what supports the whole world.
Rabbi Rose has seen a 25% increase in temple attendance in the last 4 years.
We've got people coming from Miami, from Toronto, from Philadelphia, New York, California.
Growth, but there's also growth in social consciousness.
With our work with Gold, the 2 biggest issues have been affordable housing and mental health issues.
Rabbi Rose says his temple is not about continuity or identity. His advice to leaders facing stagnation or decline?
Either something is broken or you need to break something to bring those people in.
What gets people's focus?
Making sure we be that advocate. If we know information and resources that can help benefit people as a whole and even certain groups, why not go and be that blessing to help folk out?
And listen to this. Research from the Institute for Family Studies calls empty pews a public health crisis, arguing religious service attendance builds social support and can also lower the suicide rate. Arthur Mondale, Fox Carolina News.
So, what are your thoughts on this? Why are you thinking people just ain't going back to church? I mean, speaking for myself, I haven't been to church other than a funeral. I haven't been inside a church other than a funeral since probably like right before COVID.
Same with me. I think I stopped going in like 2019 a little. My visits or my attendance went down slowly over a 2-year period. So by the time 2019 came around, I was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
So why do you think people just ain't going back? You think what's your opinion on why you think people just aren't going back to church, man? Is it What do you think it is?
I think during COVID, when we weren't able to go, that people had to find other ways to um, be in tune with themselves. So they tried different things, and I think there was a large group of people that realized that I can have a relationship with God and read my Bible at home and not necessarily be in the house.
If y'all watching, can y'all just text me? Have y'all been back to church since? Are y'all church goers? Have you found a new way to worship God? You know what I'm saying? Have your faith changed? And you know what I'm saying? Like, have you been back to church since COVID? Or were you ever going? Some folks weren't going anyway for COVID anyway. But I haven't been back. You know what I'm saying? And for me honestly, I think for me, I found the way. I found out really. Let me say this. I have nothing against the church, right? I would love to go to church. I would love to go to church. But for me, I found something within myself. I found something within myself. I found that you can seek his face on your own. You know what I'm saying? Not knocking the church, not saying that I don't need the church. What I'm saying, I need him more than the church.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the Bible says whether there are two or more gathered together in his name, you know, and we talked last week about the Bible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what scripture you're thinking about, where it says, "Do not forsake the assembling with other believers," because a lot of people will kind of make you feel guilty. I've had people say that to me, and to try to, pull me out of my mindset of I'm good. Like,
so
for now, I'm good.
But that's just for me, and for younger people, I don't think they see church the same way we saw church growing up.
No,
like growing up, we was made to go to church. We was made to go to church. You had to go to church, at least in my household. Sunday morning, you going to church.
We did.
You already know Saturday night that you going to church the next day.
Right.
But this generation, they have that church ain't even on their mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's still some traditional people who still, will crowd their kids to go to Sunday service.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, a lot of kids, they don't have that experience that we have. And I think that's part, and I think church can be very helpful, man, for the soul and the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because when all else failed, you have these teachings in your head that I think a lot of kids growing up now, they have no idea who God is, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And church can be a good guide, in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a let's say a billboard. Let's say like you're driving on the highway and you're reading a sign that says Atlanta 40 miles away. You're not 40 miles away, you're not in Atlanta. But there's a sign saying that Atlanta is this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a church can be in that way helpful to people and guiding them in the right direction. That's just my take on it. I could be wrong, you know. You might have a different take on it. What's y'all take on it? If y'all out there, please post your opinions on this. And why do you think people ain't going back to church?
I think for myself, I know for myself that it's not that I didn't have a personal relationship with God one-on-one before COVID. It's just that I realized that I learned more during COVID. And so in returning back, I just wasn't ready to go back out there. Even before COVID, I think I started realizing that, hey, this is like a show. It's not it's inspiring, but in my own spirit, I just started sensing that it was more of a inspiring, motivational type experience, and which is great, that's fine all in itself, but I just felt like I wasn't being taught the word. So I just was able to get in a different place, in a better place in my experience on my own. So, and it doesn't mean that I didn't talk to other people that believe. I just made it a point to seek God more by myself, and then other people that I have met and known that are believers. We would just, meet through Bible studies and stuff like that. Whether it was a Zoom or just conversations over some type of like phone or something like that, or when we were able to get back out, just to have other people around that are believers. I didn't like let God go. The whole religious practice of going every Sunday, I just stopped.
So so do you think a lot of, because in the video the guy say a lot of people they're not into all the pageantry
Right.
and
I
stuff
get
like
it.
that.
I get
So
it. That was me. I started noticing that spiritually right before COVID. So it wasn't that I didn't see it before. I just didn't notice it because I was so caught up in it. And I've been in church my whole life. Like everybody that knows me knows that that was just my life. I just lived in the church every time the door was open. But so it's kind of surprising to some people that I didn't go back right away. But I was already on a journey where I was kind of pulling away because of what I saw. So,
so you think people don't think they don't need the church in no kind of way? Because I think a lot of people during COVID for like a year or so, they got church from TV.
Mhm.
They did a lot of churching on TV.
Yeah.
Then you got the internet, and you got all these snippets of,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just think a lot of people. Then another thing, a lot of people eyes more. They're more what you call woke people.
Mhm.
This is a woke generation,
Mhm.
and they don't just they ain't gonna believe what you tell them no
Yeah,
more.
they're not gonna buy everything
They're
that
not
comes
gonna
across
they're not gonna buy
the pulpit.
everything
Yeah.
that comes across. They're not gonna buy everything that the pastor's saying. And another thing, a lot of there's been a lot of pastors in scandals.
Sure. And it's a business.
Yeah,
I mean,
that didn't help at all.
it's become more of a business as opposed to, the care of a person's spirit. Um, you got to handle business when it comes down to, running the church, but you can't treat the people as if they're not to be cared for. So I think sometimes people run into that where just say they hit hard times and then they go to the church for support, but then they'll put you on some plan and say, well, you need to take these classes for managing your money. And they interrogate you pretty much about, well, why haven't you been able to pay this and that? And we can only do this small amount. And it is kind of weird because when people pay their tithes and offerings, like, how does that count for anything? Isn't that what it's for? Part of it
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be to care for the people. So,
Hey, life, what's going on? We
hello,
just
is it
chatting up.
it came in?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it came in.
All right.
Yeah, we're talking about why hasn't attendance level in churches returned to pre-COVID levels, and I think a lot of people just would much rather do it on their own.
And people get knowledge. Like during COVID, people was learning so much about, you know, are we supposed to? What is the tithe? Are we supposed to? Are we required to? Um, and then sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. So I think when people step back because they didn't have a choice, they was able to look at like what was it all about, Because
Yeah,
when you right up in it, you caught up in it, so you don't really see
yeah.
what's happening. I started seeing what was happening like right before, and so that's why when COVID came about, I wasn't shocked and like going through this withdrawal, like, oh, I can't wait to get back. Because I'll be honest with you, there was a time when going to church was like a drug for me. I was like, if I was going through problems all week long, I couldn't wait to get to church on Sunday as if that service was going to fix me. And again, it works well for inspiring, motivating you, comforting you during that couple of hours you're there. But then when you go back home and your life is the same Monday through Saturday, then you go back for your fix again. That was my experience. after a while, it was just a fix for me. And I was like, I need to seek God instead of running up to the altar every Sunday, getting prayed for. I need to pray for myself more. I need to talk to God more and get an understanding by actually reading, because when you're in church, it's kind of hard to read for yourself when they put it up there for you to see. They put everything up there for you to see. So you don't even thumb your fingers through the Bible to even try to read beyond what they put up there for you to see. So I
Like,
think it made us lazy.
like say the old law don't work, and the new church refuse to move with the time. What you say? The old church, the old church had rules and laws. What you say?
So she says the old church had rules and laws, but not the direction and know-how for the generation behind them, and that's a part of discouragement. Yep, I agree with that.
Yes, yeah. So a lot of things that the old church, period. There's a lot. And a lot of people just don't like how pastors are preaching the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of pastors put their personal feelings into the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And one pastor I know for sure do that is like Geno Jennings. He preaches out the Bible, but he puts his own feelings for people in the Word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's for some people they like it, and some people it's a turn on.
Yeah, because I think with him, I think with him, it's about right and wrong. Okay, we need a line between those two things. But just like Life was saying, she says the relationship is internal, and this is a time where God is pouring His Spirit on the people and not titles, which is true. That's why I said during COVID, people were able to be by themselves and face themselves, because not only could you not go to church, you couldn't go nowhere. So you was always at home facing yourself and hearing from God within without somebody, preaching from a pulpit to you. So it's internal, because God says the kingdom of God is in you. It's not in a building so much. You can assemble with other believers, but it's a one-on-one personal relationship. So
That's why a lot of people during COVID they was isolated.
Yeah.
And they only had, what was in themselves.
Yeah.
They only had what was in them.
Mhm.
They only could hear. They could hear. To me, they can only hear the word of God. You ain't listen to some man telling you this, telling you that. You can get the Bible and read it yourself. And you can listen for yourself what God is saying to you.
Right, and you made a good point. We had a conversation one time about how okay, you get the rights and wrongs, what to do, what not to do, but if God is in you, like, maybe people will say you're conscious, but you'll sense in your spirit, or you'll know this ain't right to do. Like, you don't have to go to church for somebody to tell you this is wrong. You just innately, just by your spirit, understand this is not correct.
Yeah.
So, and then there's a scripture that says, "My sheep know my voice; a stranger's voice they will not follow." So, when you are following somebody, in like I say, there's nothing wrong with those positions, but unfortunately, it's crippled us. It has put us in positions of being dependent on them, and without being able to have that one-on-one time with God to say, "Well, God, what do you say about what I'm supposed to do?" Not what this person tells me what they think, past what's right and wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely it just made, I think it woke a lot of people up. And then there were people that tried all these different things, like heavy meditations, and people got desperate. They were finding all kind of stuff online and on the internet. But people who really are, spiritually connected to God, they embrace that time because it helped them to get closer. Because if you were going to church, it just, again, it becomes almost distracting, because when you go, it's almost like a ritual. Like,
Yeah.
you go, they had the worship music, which I love it. Like, I love the worship music. Don't get me wrong. I love the aspects of, the praise, the worship, you getting inspired and motivated. But how am I supposed to be when I walk out of these doors Monday through Saturday? You just make me feel good for 2 hours. And they'll say stuff, that hit you right where you are. You swear they in your house because they always can say what you need to hear. But I think again, a lot of people just got in a deeper place with God, or they just sought other ways of religion, you know, because they had time to do that. And then they, on the way back, some people just decided not to go back. And then some people were so ready to go back that they were busting the doors down to get there. So
Yeah. Yeah. So they found something within themselves and they saved some money. So-
it was some interesting stuff that
Yes.
took place with all of that, and people who were paying attention, they noticed it. And I think, like I say, it's not that I wouldn't go back to church. It's not that. It's just more like, I feel like now I can be guided without feeling so dependent, like I'm just gonna fall out if I don't go
Yeah.
every Sunday, because I'm gonna tell you, I was always there, right? My family was like, you a holy roller. I was always there.
And it was that way for me too, because I was going like every Sunday because I'm singing, I'm on program, right?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty much one of the only singers in the church, right?
Yeah.
So I had to be on program. So for me, it became like a job to me. Like
I
it kind
get
of
it.
started feeling like a job, and I was losing interest in it even before COVID hit. I was losing interest
So
in
yeah,
church
I get it.
because for me it felt like a job because during rehearsal, because people don't understand. People don't understand if you singing, if you on program, you just don't get up there and sing. You like Saturday, I have to rehearse.
Yeah.
I have to rehearse by myself. So
It was
I had to
more
get up and
of,
rehearse. Then not saying that, what I'm saying, it was a problem. I'm just saying now I can't go out and, have a good time Saturday night. Sometimes I want to go have a good time Saturday night. I wrote a song about it.
Yeah. Sunday morning.
Yeah, Sunday morning blues. Sometimes I had the Sunday morning blues. If y'all out there, y'all go look at RL Staff for One Man, One Mic, One God, and look at the song Sunday Morning Blues.
Yeah,
I
it's a
wrote
nice
about
song.
that.
I like it.
Because you get up in the morning, you don't want you to club. But now I'm on program. See, everybody else at the church, they don't have a good time last night, and they just got to show up. But I got to show up and I got to remember lyrics.
Yeah. It's a
And
lot.
I'm not complaining because I loved. In my heart, I was doing it for the Lord.
Sure.
I wasn't doing it for show. I wasn't doing it for the people. It's how I worship. For me, it was my therapy too.
Yeah.
But at some point, it turned into like a job to like, look, I need a break. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to break this Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Did you feel that, and even though it was worshiping God and your connection with Him and your gift, do you feel like almost like it was performing maybe for them, the people, like they wanted you to perform in a sense?
Towards the end, I felt like I was just performing for people because they were just requesting me. Like people come to me and say, "Oh, you are you singing today?" I'm like, "It's singing about me." You know what I'm saying? We got other people who can sing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My style of singing is just my style of singing. So, and a lot of times you can get puffed up. You can get all puffy chest about there thinking it's all about you. And when I got to that point, then when I knew it was time for me to stop. You know what I'm saying?
And that was God guiding your
Yeah,
spirit.
that was God guiding my
what are you
spirit.
doing?
Like, listen, what are you doing? Because it wasn't about me no more. So I made an album. So this is how I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So my first album, in case y'all didn't know, my first album, One Man, One Mic, One God, is streaming on all platforms.
It's a great album. I love it.
So
I love it.
Yeah, so I had been. It turned into like a job. Like then I had another church. So then I had got to the point to where I was singing at my church. Then I had another pastor. He would pay me to come sing at his church. So I would go sing at his church early at about 9, that was a paid gig. Then I come sing at my church. So now I'm like, I'm getting paid at one church and then I'm singing at my church. So I'm doing like 6 songs every Sunday. So now I got to work harder Saturday. So now I got to get downstairs and I got to get in there and rehearse Saturday for 2 hours. So you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't mind singing songs of praise, but it became like my job.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I was it wasn't like I was doing it for the glory of God no more. You know what I'm saying? Some of me had got involved in it. And then I knew it. Then it just wouldn't. Then I just didn't want to do it no more. You know what I'm saying?
Which was right of you, because some people stay in that place and they are just blinded by being in that spot and they don't know how to come out of it.
Yeah, because I went to, I ain't gonna say the church name. I went to this church. Then when I was kind of like struggling in my faith, it was before I was struggling in my faith. So I joined this church, and I was asking, and I wanted to be in the choir. And we was in rehearsal one day, and a fight broke out in rehearsal. A fight broke out in rehearsal because somebody felt like somebody got their song. I'm like, your song?
See, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That ain't even about
Somebody
God
felt
at that
like
point. Yeah.
It was wrong for the director to give somebody a song that they had sung before.
So they claimed it as their song.
They claimed it as their song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wow. And they just let you know they want to be the show. Some people want to be the show. And I'm perfectly fine in the background. You know what I'm saying? I'm perfect. I'm just as fine in the background I am up front. Because there's less work I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Outside the church. So that's just part of my story, you know.
And that's good that you were able to see all of that. So when COVID hit, you were already in a place of transforming or being more aware of what it's all about.
Yeah.
And it's better to sit back instead of and get yourself together on the inside instead of playing.
Yeah.
With it and getting caught up in it. Because like I said, I used to go to church all the time. I was there Sunday service morning and the evening. I went to choir rehearsal on Thursday. So I was traveling back and forth. Like I was always there. Like I was there religiously. And being a deaconess at that time, it was a lot of work. And I just started seeing way too much stuff that other people didn't see behind the scenes because I was up close to a lot of things. And I think I tried to bypass it with, they're human, everybody make mistakes. But when I saw it just constantly happening, it threw me off. I'm like, is this how it's supposed to be? Aren't leaders supposed to set the example? It's not about being perfect. Because like if I'm a bodybuilder and I'm all about eating healthy, why I want to follow you and I see you eating cheeseburgers and your gut hanging over your belt?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Some things, we know that humans are gonna make mistakes, but some things are just unacceptable.
Yeah, you're called with a higher. You got to have higher morale and standards because you got to be qualified, I guess, spiritually to be able to carry other people. It doesn't mean you won't mess up sometimes, but you got to have a higher morale. That's just like when you pick somebody to be in your life, you want somebody with some good morale. You're not just going to pick anybody just to be in your life to wreak havoc in it. You know what I'm saying? So why would you not pick, why would you not, as a person called to be a leader in that position, count the cost? Like you got to count the cost.
And I think that's part of the decline of the church too.
Yeah.
When I say decline of the church, I'm not talking about the church because the church is, to me, is in the heart. I'm talking about the decline of the four walls, the four walls worship place. Maybe I'm gonna stop calling it the church. I'm gonna start calling it the four walls of worship because that's what it is. Because a lot of these pastors they don't get out and do outreach. A lot of these pastors don't do outreach. When I was young, most of the pastors who came to our community were white pastors. You know what I'm saying? They came through on the bus, they fed us, but they came through. They came through. You know what I'm saying? And now the outreach, pastors aren't even doing outreach no more. They're not even doing outreach. They're just getting on the TV. They get on TV and they promote their books and whatnot. But pastors aren't doing outreach like they used to. They're not doing outreach no more. They're not going to a low income community to set up a tent because they're afraid they're not going to get the money that they normally would get every day. You know, and you got, and I'm not talking about all pastors, y'all.
Right.
So
right.
I'm not talking about y'all pastors.
Right.
So don't. I'm just saying
your experience,
Yeah,
what you've seen, and I can
what
say
I've
I've seen the same
what
thing
I've seen,
too.
I've seen
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? But some you got some good pastors out there with good intentions. I think my pastor had good intentions. But it was just one of those things that I didn't. I found something within myself that I didn't need to be pastored every week. I don't need to be pastored to every week. And I want to go to church, and I still have the desire to go to church, but I don't think I have to be. I don't think I ever get to the place where I'm going to church every week.
Right.
And I have pastors reaching out to me now, want me to come sing. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be what I want to do.
Exactly.
God has to put it on my heart.
Mhm.
I'm not going to just go sing now, just because you want me to come sing at your church. Because you feel like you want a good singer at your church. You know what I'm saying? It has to be on my heart to do that because I'm not a higher. Now when I sing at a funeral, now that's you know what I'm saying. I take mine for that, but that's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's different. I think that's different from church. Even though you're doing the same thing, you're trying to inspire people. You're trying to comfort people. I think it is a different feeling because at a funeral you're singing to comfort people.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You're singing to comfort people, kind of. But in going to church, you're singing to glorify God.
Yeah, it is definitely an understanding for people personally, and I think on a whole, when you look at it, because
Hey,
I think the
Latina.
percentages. Where's she at?
She in
Okay,
the comment.
all right. Hey, I think the percentage. I think it was like 46% of people were attending church, and I think it's like down to 30%. Like it's declined that much.
Yeah, it's declined a lot, and I don't think a lot of people going back, and they're not going to get a lot of new people because new generation of people, they're just not into nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're definitely not into church, man. They're not into church. They're not into politics. Church. I don't want to say church is a dying breed. I think they're always going to. And the one thing I always wonder why, like in sports, when players want to win a championship. When they want to win, they combine like three good players that come together. They call themselves the big three. Why churches don't combine? If it's all about all about God, why is all the pastors trying to keep their ministries afloat when all they got to do is to come together?
Yeah, it's so much like this topic could go on and on.
Yeah,
and
we can
on.
go on this
'Cause
topic right here.
I'll just say this: I've seen a lot. I have heard a lot. I know people that are pastors.
You have seen a lot.
I have
at your church,
and I know personally a pastor who told me some things that I was like. He just said stuff that I had heard. My father was a reverend. You know, he told me some things, and he was
father.
mine.
Your father was a reverend?
Yeah, I don't tell too many people.
You ain't told me that.
He
I'm
was.
sitting up here with pastor's daughter.
No, he was ordained, and
I'm talking about preachers in the presence of the pastor's daughter. Oh my God, I'm messing up.
well, he was an ordained reverend, but when he got started, he would tell me the stories about what the arguments and the fights these pastors would have when new pastors would come in, or reverends. They would be, and I hate to put it out there, but they would be fighting over money and women. No, seriously. These are women right here. So blah 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 blah.
Say they fight
How
over-
you gonna
say-
split up the money? No, I'm just
Sister
telling
Jenkins.
you.
Say they'll fight over Sister Jenkins.
I'm just saying.
Sister Jenkins, my woman.
So, and you know, of course, this would be at the smaller churches, but he.
But they
he
happen at
told
the
me
big,
a
they
lot.
happen at the big churches
I'm
too.
sure it does, of course.
Because I've seen a couple of videos on social media where they was trying to induct this new pastor in, and then the congregation didn't like it. But because look, man, the thing about church, man, you got humans running it.
Yes.
You got humans running church too, man, and they have the same people who, on the jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just they in the church, and the church is supposed to be a sacred place.
Of
and you don't
course.
expect that to go on inside the church. That's why the real church is in your heart. That's why I say we need to rename it to the four walls of worshiping. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because the church is in your heart. Yeah. The church is in your heart. A lot of people found real church during COVID.
Exactly.
And that's why they're not going back.
Yeah.
Because they found real church is in the heart, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I get it. Because I'm one of those people right now. It's just I understand God better. I used to, rely on other people at times, probably more than I should have. And, with that comes disappointment. And so I had to understand that I needed to, invest in God 100%, whether it's somebody there to pray with me or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or somebody to give me counsel. If I can't go to my pastor for counsel because they too busy or they own stuff, well, all I gotta do is open up the book. And all I gotta do is pray and he'll guide me.
But there's always like not elderly people. There's always people in our circle with wisdom.
Sure.
Who we can go to that we trust with wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There are people with wisdom, man, and they're not in the church.
Right.
But they got a wealth of wisdom that you can go to people and talk to. And I think that's the intention that God has for us.
It's a spiritual thing too. Life had said something about he's pouring out his spirit in people. I'm sure you've had a stranger come up to you and say something to you that they couldn't have known unless God told them because they didn't know you. And it wasn't like you told them. I've had that to happen to me much times, So you don't have to have necessarily somebody that know you to help you. If you're struggling with something, God will send somebody to just tell you what you need to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and another thing I think life said is God is using people. A lot of people God is using now. They're not people who went to what they call these theology classes and all this stuff.
Theology school.
They haven't been to theology school. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
God is doing something different.
Yes, he is.
God is doing something different. And it's rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And it's rubbing a lot of people the wrong way who've been to college to try to study the Bible and all of that, But and another thing, a lot of these scandals have ran people away. The Eddie Long scandal, where the Creflo Dollar, all of a sudden he telling his congregation, "I lied to y'all. I've been lying to y'all." Nigga, how do you think you make people feel if they trust in your word? They relying on, if you're a leader, let's say I'm a leader of a household, and I come in and tell all my children, "Oh, I ain't y'all daddy." You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's just a crazy analogy, but you kind of see what I'm saying. Like, they've been under this man tutelage for years, and all of a sudden, I got something to tell y'all. I've been teaching about tithing wrong. Yeah. Okay, what else you been teaching us wrong? And that's and stuff like that will run people so far away from the church, man. Because now you can't rely on what he's telling you, because he just told you he was teaching you wrong. Right.
And that's depending. Yeah. That's that dependency you have on one person.
And that's what COVID broke that dependency that we had with these churches.
Right.
And a lot of people, a lot of people went back because a lot of people they craved it. Right. I want to go to church.
But you don't want to
I want
feel
to,
obligated.
I don't
Like
want to
if I
feel,
don't go, I'm gonna go to
I
hell
don't
or
want to
something
feel
like that.
obligated to go to church.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel obligated to go to the four walls, but I do want to attend church.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I do love being in the presence of people who should be thinking about one
Right.
thing,
Right.
you know, and that's about Him,
Right.
you know, and not about ourselves.
Exactly.
I do want to do that sometimes. But I don't want to. I want to do it when I want to do it. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying. And when I go, I'll pay. I give you an offering, but I'm not tithing.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not tithing. I give offerings.
Yeah.
You know, I give you know whatever I feel like I want to give when I'm in your church.
And I get
You
that.
know,
As
that's how I feel about
I
it.
learned a lot. I'm just saying, and I used to faithfully tithe, all of that stuff, and I just COVID woke me up to some things that that period of time that I think God allowed. He allowed that to take place. I think as a part of helping us to just see ourselves and to see Him.
Yeah, because I think the church is so far away from what God or the four walls of worship is so far away from what God intended to be. You know, when Christ wanted to turn the table over.
Of course.
I think he's at that point right there.
Yeah.
I think he's flipping the table over.
Yeah, because they were set. If people go back and look at it real quick, they had all the stuff set up. They were selling stuff, and I mean that's what we do now. Like it's become a business. It's a lot of networking.
It's a business. A lot of people go to church and network.
Yeah.
And I had people say they go to church to meet women.
Yeah.
Then you got the pastor.
And men,
then you got pastor in the pastor in the big church. He's buying airplanes and helicopters.
Yeah.
You know how many people you can feed with a helicopter and an airplane?
Yeah.
But a lot of people think that's God's blessing.
Yeah.
And then, look, and who am I to say it's not? But I'm saying, look, man, you can help a lot of homeless people with that.
Or your own congregation. Because I know a young lady who's a member of a church that I used to be a member of for like a few years. And she faithfully paid her tithes, offerings years on top of years. And when she hit hard times and she went to them, they wouldn't help her.
Well, look, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, if y'all know a good church I can go to sometime, y'all let me know. If y'all going to a good church,
let us know.
I'm in Douglasville, Georgia. It ain't gonna be driving all around town to get to it. You know what I'm saying? It got to be a church not too far from me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not driving all the way to Decatur to go to church.
Like I
got one right around the corner. You know, so what else?
The next one is how important is to have a mate that.
Okay, we're gonna stick with this kind of like same subject.
Yeah,
so
it falls into place.
So the next topic, y'all, is it important to have a mate that shares the same faith or religion? Is it?
It is.
Is it important to y'all? Is it important to y'all to have a mate that shares the same belief system?
Yes.
That you believe in. Can you be a Christian in love with a Muslim? Can you be a Muslim in love with a Buddhist?
You can, but you'll bump heads a lot on the things that are most important to you. You can, but it doesn't work.
But why
always?
In what way would you bump heads? Like, I mean, that's religion.
So okay, so if you are, let's just say Christian Muslim thing. So if you're a Christian, you have your Christian beliefs, values. If you're a Muslim, you have your beliefs and your values. So you are coming together with some type of division because again, religion divides. So you're already divided because of that, because your beliefs and your mindsets make a difference in how you do stuff. So either one is going to change the other. You see what I'm saying? So one is going to have more influence on the other.
Be specific when what you say, how you do stuff.
Okay. So I know of a couple that used to be married. The woman was the Christian, the husband was the Muslim. And I noticed that she changed because it was more about, you know, how he was doing things. And, you know, there was this whole struggle of, well, you used to be, how you doing this now? Like, just differences in how they view Jesus. Because the Muslims have a different view of Jesus than Christians do. So all of a sudden, the mindset was, well, Jesus was just a prophet. He was just a man like us, and he wasn't the son of God, and you know, he wasn't in the highest form like how, you know, Christians see it. You know, and it changed a lot of the way that she thought, the way that she moved, and it was just it because he became an influence to her with his religion. So she couldn't remain a Christian. She pretty much became a Muslim. And so therefore all of the beliefs that she had went out the door. So either she was going to influence him, but she did, and he wound up influencing her. But ultimately, it broke their marriage up. It just because Muslims have, like, the men have a way that they deal with their women, and she was not
She
into
gonna
some
get
of
that
that
with her.
stuff. So it just didn't work long term. So they wound up getting divorced. So I think if it's a different religion, and again, if people understand this religion, it divides. So there's just no way you're gonna survive it. I mean, you could fake the funk, but you ain't gonna survive it. Not successfully. I don't think so.
I can understand that. I can understand that. But the things that a household that has to be taken care of remains the same. They're the same for the Christian as it is for the Muslim. Right?
Of
The bills
course.
got to be paid.
Of course.
And people got to eat.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm saying it can be
The
done.
car still got to have gas in it for
It
the
can-
Muslim as it is for the Christian.
It can be done.
So how is your religious belief coming into the play anyway?
It can affect it. It can affect,
You know.
like so when it comes down to major things, like if you sick or you know, you get into some situations where you make major decisions based on your beliefs, then if you're not on the same page, you're not gonna, it's gonna be chaotic. You know what I'm saying? Like some people have these beliefs where
I'm just being the devil's
I
advocate in
know.
this. You know what I'm saying?
I
'Cause
like it.
you have to look at it from both sides. You have to
Bring
look at but how did they get together? How did they come
Well,
together? How did they even get married if knowing they have different beliefs?
I don't know. People just learn. They make choices.
How
and they
was
make
it working
mistakes
in the
sometimes.
beginning?
I don't know.
And why they just couldn't keep that? You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
know.
When it's time for him to pray, he'd go in the room and pray.
I have no
You
idea.
know what I'm saying?
I have no
When it's time for her to call on Jesus, she go there and call on Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's I think, okay, like say for instance, if somebody has like there are some
I totally get what you're saying. Like, let's say we have kids, and
right. I was about to say
let's
that.
say they have kids,
Okay.
and the Christian want to pray,
Okay.
and the Muslim got something else that he want to do. No, you can pray for my child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what religion this is to where it was a case to where they didn't want their child to get a blood transfusion.
That's
or
what I was
something.
just about to say. You read my
I
mind.
don't know what religion was that.
It may be.
Was that Muslim?
I don't know if
A
it's
Buddhist
Muslim.
or something like that. Where the child.
I don't know if it was Mormon, but like there's some religions that don't believe in blood transfusions, and they don't believe in certain things that at a moment of critical need, you know, how do you stand there in a hospital and go back and forth and be like, but our child is about to pass, or they're gonna, you know, get more sick if they don't get this. And how do you stand there and fight that? Like at that point, it's about your child existing if you want them to still be here, and you got one feel this way, one feel that way. It can be that way for some people. So that's why I think you have to have you have to be, as the word says, equally yoked. You have to think the same, and you'll have differences in life with somebody that you're with, but your belief system and your mindset has to align, because that's what makes you one. If you're not, you're always going to be in a state of competition, or I'm on this side, you're on that side. You have to be one with that person with your belief system. You might like red, I might like blue, but at the end of the day, do we, you know, have the same mindset?
Mm. Yeah, because it, I think it was a. I think the person was a Christian faith.
Mhm.
They wanted to pray.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But they wanted. You know what I'm saying? It was two. It was two different religions. One of them wanted to pray, and one of them wanted to get the transfusion. And I think the kid ended up passing away.
And that's
They had to go to
sad.
court over there. I think.
That's sad.
I think they had to go to court to see who was gonna win that.
And that's touchy, like, because the
Yeah.
way they view blood, like, you don't need to be, their religious beliefs is you don't put another person's blood in your body, but in another person's mind, it's like, if this is gonna save my child's life or save a person's life, then we'll just pray about it, and long as they do what they're supposed to do medically, it should be okay. But some people are so heavy into what they believe, they just won't do it.
What
They're
are
not
y'all
about
thoughts?
to
If
it.
y'all tune in, what are y'all thoughts on that? Do you think when you're dating, is it important that the person you're dating faith aligns with yours? Religion, y'all have the same religion, y'all have the same faith. Would you marry someone? Would you be in a relationship with someone who had a different faith than your faith? Would you?
I mean, it could even go as far as, and this is probably on the low level, but it can even go as far as like what you eat. Muslims are just, they ain't eating no pork of no kind. They not.
I know some Muslims who eat pork.
But the real ones that are into their religion, you can't. You just can't do it. You ain't gonna bring it in the house. You're not gonna cook it. It's not gonna happen. But and then you don't have to be a Muslim to be against pork. Okay, so
Yeah,
let
I
me
agree.
let me say that
I don't eat a lot of pork, but
I don't eat it.
I'm not
I used
practicing
to.
Muslim.
Right.
I'm not
But see,
against it.
my reason for not eating it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm agreeing with, maybe this religious aspect that Muslims come from, but I do understand what I understand about it, and I don't eat it. But do I put somebody down who does? No, they have to come to their own understanding about it, and that's their walk. But if I'm married to somebody that doesn't eat it at all, and they don't, it's a religious reason, oh, please, that's going to be a problem. That's a problem, because it's not about I don't like the way it tastes. It's about,
Now, see, that shouldn't be a problem in a relationship
no, but I'm
if
saying,
with two different
but
faiths.
it's on a religious level, though. It's not about I don't like the way it tastes. That's
Okay,
different.
well, the person who don't eat pork don't eat it.
Yeah, but if the person who likes it that they're married to brings it into the house, I mean, some people are so into their religion, you can't buy it. Like, you can't go to the store and buy it, not with their money.
Well,
I'm just saying, it can be like that.
Well, I think before you get married, you need to hash all that out before you get married.
Well, you figure it out.
Yeah,
When you
you-
figure it out, even if the
how-
conversation's not, hey,
yeah.
you figure it out when you go out with them. You don't never order that. Oh, I don't order that.
No,
Like,
if you like you say, the person you knew was married, so they had to be in a girlfriend boyfriend relationship before they even got married, right?
yeah.
So they should have been thinking things over, like, if this happened, what are we going to do?
I
If our
agree.
child gets sick, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't eat pork. Is it allowed? Can I eat it? Is it not allowed? They should have went over all that stuff before they got married. You know.
Yeah. And the thing is that I think nowadays, if you have a sense of growth and maturity, and I think that they, of course, didn't have it all together because they were young, very young. But I think as you mature, you get an understanding of how you present yourself. And a lot of times you present yourself, you don't even always have to talk about what your beliefs are. People can see it by the way you move. You know what I'm saying? They can
Yeah.
see it by the way you talk, by the way you don't talk, how you eat, stuff like that. And then, so when you're dating somebody, those questions can kind of come out from that. Or some people just straightforward to be like, hey, let me ask you something. Are you this faith? Well, I'm this faith. Do you have a problem with it? And some people are straightforward with it, but a lot of times people don't, because religion is one of those things that's hard to talk about. People shy away from it.
Religion is definitely one of those topics. This is our second week in a row talking about some religion. But
Is Trump a religion?
Trump is a cult.
Trumpism. Talk about that, man.
Trumpism. It's called Trumpism. It's a cult. That means no matter what he do,
he got his followers.
No matter what he do, he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? No matter what he did, he didn't do it. You know, that's a cult. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like that's almost like God level.
Yeah.
It's like God level. You know,
he comes off like that.
Yeah, everything he does wrong is always someone else's fault. It's never his fault. And as a cult member, you have to pledge allegiance to that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I think they have to take a pledge to that. You know, if Trump does nothing wrong, if Trump does something wrong, it's your fault. Kind of like that. Kind of like the little saying, the little thing my mama had hanging in the bathroom. Like something like rule number 1: Mom makes all the rules. If you don't like rule number 1, see rule number 2. And rule number 2 is Mom makes all the rules. You know what I'm saying?
That's cute.
Yeah, so it kind of like that with him, man. So yeah, being in two different faiths could be problematic. If the two people, if they are extreme faithful people.
Yeah. And I'm gonna throw this in.
I think they have to be extreme faithful in that faith.
Exactly.
Because some people, you know, they casual faith people.
Yes.
You know, they can. I think they can do it because of,
right.
We just gonna focus on what we got in common.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think with the whole Christian Muslim thing in this particular relationship, the wife was like, you know, I guess his mindset was that people that believe in Jesus the way that we do, you know, we all going to hell because we thinking the wrong way about who he is. And it's like, wow. Like, so how can you sleep next to somebody who think that? You think I'm going to go to hell when I die because I see Jesus different from how you do?
And that's another debate. That's another debate. That's
right.
So that we were talking about last week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Bible versus Quran. Who's right? Who's wrong?
Yeah,
who's right?
Topic.
Who's wrong? And it's a deep topic. You know, that's why people just y'all stay over there. We'll stay over here.
Yeah.
You keep your crew over there. Keep my crew over here. But if we serving one God, who has the right God?
I think at the end of the day,
I already know what you're gonna say.
What am I gonna say? Say it for me then.
No, you say.
Okay. I think at the end of the day, your spirit will resonate with what is for you. I think but it
can't be like your
because you gotta keep in mind
resonate with how you feel.
No, you gotta hear me out. Hear me out.
If the Bible telling you this,
you gotta
the
hear me out.
telling you that,
you gotta hear me out.
Okay.
Remember the scripture that I quoted earlier. My sheep know my voice, and a stranger's voice they will not follow. So every voice, whether it's titled up under this religion or that religion, they can't, you know what I'm saying? However, it's put together, again, religion divides. So if a person is listening to this voice, and if you, as a follower of Christ, you are saying, you know, I believe in him as to who he is, then if his word says my sheep know my voice, you ain't going to be drawn to Mormonism or whatever they call it. You're not going to be drawn to be a Buddhist. You're just not. I'm telling you, I have tapped into a lot of different religions out of curiosity. I've looked into Catholicism. I've learned a little bit about the Muslims and stuff. I'm telling you, Mormons, all that, Jehovah's Witnesses. I studied with a lot of these people. I did. Just out of niceness, you know, pulling them in, you know, understanding. And that when it was all said and done, at the beginning, I was like, okay. But then when it was all said and done, I was like, nah, I can't do this no more because it's not speaking to my spirit. So that was a stranger's voice to me. Maybe not to them. Remember, you got the good side and you got the bad. You got always the opposite. Whether we want to say it's right or wrong, if it don't resonate with you, it don't resonate with you. Because I'm not here to say somebody's right or wrong. I know what speaks to my heart. So if it don't resonate with me, I'm okay with sitting over here while you sit over there. See what I'm saying? So that's what I was gonna say.
All right, then. Listen, I got some. That was some good topics right there. And listen, y'all, if y'all know anybody who has a business, doing a small thing in a big way, y'all let us know so we can feature them on this podcast. Tell them reach out to your boy, reach out to your girl, and we will feature them on this podcast. This is what we're about. We're trying to build up people in our own community, people right around us, up on our nose. So if you know anybody who got a book, entrepreneur who want to come on and talk about what they're doing, let your boy know.
Clothing line.
Clothing line. Oh yeah, and this is one guy, got Jermaine. He's been visitor to this podcast many times. He has his own clothing line. Rich State of Mind. That alone is, you know what I'm saying? That's like a positive. That's a positive thing right there. Just Rich State of Mind alone, you know.
Yes.
Rich State of Mind. Listen, y'all go to his website and check out some of his merch, man. Y'all check out some of the guys' merch, man. He has this logo. This is his logo. It's like like a grown elephant and a baby elephant. Rich State of Mind.
Elephants, yeah.
I guess it's saying elephant. They say elephants have strong mind. They got good memory.
That's where that saying comes from. An elephant never forgets.
An elephant never forgets. I guess it's where he got it from. So y'all go check his website out. www.rsmclothing.com. He has t-shirt, men's size,
ladies. He got some that fit for women.
He got
nice
caps. Ones. And also, if y'all got some merch, y'all send your boy and your girl some merch. We'll sport it on this show now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Free. We ain't gonna charge y'all nothing. Y'all just send it to me.
Yep.
We'll sport it, man. Don't we look good? And he look good in his merch, don't we?
Yep, I like it.
I kind of like the shirt you got on.
You do. I like it too.
It's kind of more like in keeping it in what Juneteenth. It's kind of got the Juneteenth colors in it.
It does.
Y'all like that shirt right there.
I do too. That's why I picked this one.
Rich State of Mind, man.
Yeah.
Jermaine Vinings. Y'all go holler at your boy, man. Go holler at my boy, man. Rich State of Mind. www.rsmclothing.com. And I went on this page, and it's stuff ain't even like you would think this stuff be like $20, $25. Like people be trying to get you on the street corner. But I see some t-shirt like $9
and it's good quality too.
Yeah, it's good quality. It ain't no iron on. It's kind of like stuff that'll last long. You know, feel good. You know, it ain't that cheap stuff.
All right.
It ain't that cheap stuff. I almost like to touch the elephant right now.
But you can't.
Anyway, listen, y'all. We had a good show today. I got a couple of. I got this thing I do. I had a couple of either ors.
Okay.
I got this question. It's a crazy question. It's just something to play around with y'all. So y'all could give me y'all answer too. This is what I want to know. This is the question right here. If you could have only, I put 1 cent, but I'm gonna give you two because that'll be hard to do. It'll be hard to do. Just name one. So I'm gonna give y'all two. If you could only have 2 cents. Hearing, sight, smell, touch, and taste. Which two would you want? Which 2 cents would you want?
It's easy for me, hearing and sight.
Hearing and sight. So
whenever I had to choose between the two, that's hard.
Man, I think those are the most used. Those are the most used.
Yeah.
I think hearing and sight are the most used, but smell.
Touch.
You gotta give up one though.
Okay.
Gotta give up one.
Probably. Oh God, this is hard.
Yeah,
but I would do hearing and touch.
You would do hearing.
I would keep those two.
Hearing, you would keep hearing and touch.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's tough right there.
I had to think about it for a second. I was like, wait.
Let me change the question. Let me put 2. Which two? Only 2 cents. Which 2 cents? If y'all watching, which 2 cents would you keep? Not cents, like dollar cents, like senses. Hear, sight, smell, touch, and taste. That I think I would go with what you said. Hearing
and touch.
Hearing and
For
touch.
sure.
Why you say touch?
That mean, cause
Why you want to keep touch?
I like hugs.
You like hugs?
I like,
Yeah, cause you won't. Yeah, I know why you say you won't. Yeah, if you don't have touch, you can't feel that. You can't feel nothing there. You can't feel no loving. You can't feel no loving. So a lot of people. God, like you said, a lot of people were rushing to hearing and sight.
But I had to look close. I was
Yeah.
like, wait. And hearing for me, like I like to hear, music. I like to hear birds chirping. I like to hear laughter.
I think I would go with sight and I would go with sight and touch. I would go with sight and touch.
Then you wouldn't be able to hear nice music.
I know it's tough. Maybe I should have said 3.
Nah, you pick your
I would go with I would go with sight. I would go with hear and sight.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
But if I can't feel nothing, my sex life is over.
Yep.
That's a tough one, man. I'm gonna put this one in. I'm gonna put this one in the group. I think this.
I want to know.
I think a lot of
what
people gonna struggle with this one right here,
yeah,
man. People will struggle with this one.
Yeah.
And nobody, you can't eat nothing. Nothing you eat will be worth eating.
Yeah.
Well, but you can eat
starving.
but you can eat anything.
Right, and you're not starving.
Nothing has a taste. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you wouldn't be worried about how something.
I think smell. If you had to rank them, how would you rank them? I would go sight, hear, touch,
smell would be at the bottom.
Taste, and smell. I think smell would be
at
last.
the bottom, yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff you don't want to smell.
Right. Yeah. So I would be at the bottom.
Yeah.
And
Okay, then. Listen, y'all. We had a good show today, y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, commenting, sharing. Like I said, if y'all know somebody who doing something small in the big way, y'all tell them holler at your boy, writing a book, got a business that they trying to get off the ground. No matter what they're doing, if it's big and small in the big way, y'all holler at your boy. Let us profile y'all on the show. So you got anything you want to say before we end?
Make sure y'all celebrate Juneteenth. Enjoy, the day. And, just remember who we are. We gotta keep ourselves in a good place in our minds so we can help each other. And so we can just stay positive and just be a blessing to everybody around us.
Amen. Amen. And that's for y'all. Listen, y'all. Until next week, we'll see y'all. Like I said, we thank y'all for y'all support.
Thank you.
We love y'all. And guess what?
Ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
Nothing y'all can do about it. Peace out. Peace
Bye.
out.